Sound Review. Today we are here with Guy Hinton from the band EchoSoul. What's up, Guy?
How are you, buddy? Yeah.
I'm doing good. It's I'm in New York. You're from Indiana, right?
Yeah, Indiana. I'm actually California born, but I'm an Indiana guy. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's been like brutally hot here. How's the weather been by you?
Actually, it's been pretty good lately.
Oh, yeah.
Not bad. We got a little bit of rain. It's the corn weather out here, so the
Oh,
farmers are like, so
well, can't get any better than that, right?
no, not at all.
All right. Well, we're not here to talk about the weather, but we're here to talk about your band EchoSoul. And give me a little bit about EchoSoul because I'm reading the press release here, and it says you formed the band in 2019. It was under a different name, Apparition.
Yeah, it started as Apparition. Actually, it was an older band for quite a while. It departed a few members, and it just kind of lay dormant for a while. And decided to get it back together, and in doing so, I just didn't like the name Apparition. I just felt
Right.
it was too. It kind of puts you in that thrash kind of place, and it didn't fit the music. Yeah, I
Right.
didn't. So I'm like, I'm going to go with something that just sounds like the music.
Right.
So that's where I came up with Echo Soul. I actually listened or watching the movie Gladiator at the very opening round, where Maximus is about to take on this horde of whatever they were at the time they were battling against, and he's like, "What you do in life echoes in eternity." And I was like, "Gosh, oh, that's heavy. I like the echoes." And I was thinking, "Gosh, what do I write about?" Stuff that has to do with the soul. Echo Soul, and there it was, it's pinned. So
I love when things like that come out together.
yeah.
Actually, I have a band as well. Actually, I started another band. I have two bands now. And one of the guitar players, he was talking to somebody and he said something. I forget what the heck he said to him, but I said that would make a great song title. And that's one of the songs that are going to be coming up soon. So
It works.
I love when things just work out like that.
Exactly.
So are the same members that were in Apparition in Echo Soul Tool, or how'd that go?
No. Originally, Chris Martinez, he's my best friend, was going to be doing the drumming. Unfortunately, he works for a contractor that takes him out for emergency jobs. He works on like the power lines and stuff like that.
Okay.
So he hit one time after another doing emergency jobs, and COVID came up and just couldn't make the commitment. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to plow on. It doesn't matter. So really, I just started writing the music, doing it myself, and then started collecting members to get the rest of the album done. So.
Very cool. And then I'm reading the press release here. It also says you work with a bunch of different members, and actually, Tim Owens is on this for a couple songs. So how did you get involved with working with him?
Well, funny thing, I've known Tim for a little bit. Funny thing, when he had that sports bar for quite a while doing music.
Mm-hmm.
It's only 3 hours from us where we live at. And I used to head up the biker group, the Freedom Riders. We used to ride for veterans. And we are going to take a big group of guys to go out there. And we had planned to go out. And I just kept in touch, but we never ended up making the jot. But he had laid a post out, and he's like, "Hey, man, anybody want to do some music? Hit me up." I'm like, "Gosh, man, I can. You know what? I think his voice would be really good for a couple songs I just came up with." So just out of curiosity, I hit him up. He's like, "Yeah, I got some time." And I wrote Where Echoes Go pretty much just like that day. Think voice. I was listening to Charter Walls of the Damned, and I was thinking, gosh, that's kind of the style I was thinking of. And I wrote that thing up, and I spent it to him. He's like, "Yeah, dude, I'm all over it." Originally, we are going to do almost the whole album. Tim would have done the album, but he had commitments to do the Three Tremors and Dio Disciples.
Okay.
And just couldn't pin it. So we only ended up with 3 songs. So when we got the third song, I was like, okay, well, I'm still going to finish the album. And that's when the other singer came in. But that's how the thing with Tim Owens basically came to connect.
Yeah, very cool. And I loved his songs on here because it reminds me a lot of when he joined Iced Earth. It's kind of had that same type feel to me because he's done like tons of other bands since he's left Iced Earth. But I don't think a lot of the stuff he's done hasn't fit his voice as good as that does. But on this, your EchoSoul, I think it fits him perfectly.
I think it's right in the place where his voice spikes really well.
Yep.
Where he's hitting the highs and he's following the music line really well. Yeah, it was made.
Sure. It feels very comfortable singing this style of music. So
yeah.
Do you think you're going to work with him on your next release?
Well, he's not going to be on this next album. I got Joseph Michael from Sanctuary actually singing on this one.
Okay.
But in the future, we're going to do some side stuff. Though we already talked about doing like a side project, but I'm definitely going to work with them again. I
Oh,
think it worked well. So
yeah, definitely. I think so. And then the vocalist that's on the other songs, what is his name? Help me out here.
go ahead. I'll let you wiggle a little.
Oh, Rob Lundgren.
Yes, Rob
Yes, is the
Lundgren.
other vocalist. What's
Somebody presented me to me and sent some tracks over, and he just basically is like, you should have a guy like this sing the rest of the tracks. And I was like, yeah, but how am I going to find a guy like that to do that in the States? I'm like, well, out of curiosity, I just Google him a little bit, and I'm like, okay, I'll shoot a message to him, see if he wants to do the tracks. I'm like, that's all you can do.
Hmm.
They're like, hey, project, it's unfinished. I think your voice will fit well. And a friend had suggested it. I just, out of the whim, I'm like, all right, I'll shoot it out and see. I actually wanted Matt Barlow to do it before he did,
Oh, wow.
but Matt wouldn't. He didn't have the time for it, so it's like that would have been a cool thing to happen.
Right.
Tim, Matt Barlow on the same album. Dang, I could have really rode that train. But so he shot me a line right back. He's like, dude, I love to. I'm all over it, man. I got 2 other bands, but I'll fit you in. I said, cool, because you don't need a tour with us or nothing. I just want to get the album done.
Right. Yeah.
Track after track. The voice fit so well that I didn't want to do 2 separate albums. I just felt like it seamlessly worked together. There was no reason to have, a Rob project and a Tim project. I think that the album still kind of held the sound. The rest, Rob really made it work. He made it work.
Yeah, he's definitely a very good vocalist too. So you got
heck,
2 awesome vocalists on here. Now are you gonna work with Rob again on the next one too, or same
I've
thing?
already 3 tracks with him that are on the dusty shelf if I want to use them. I was going to go with Rob the rest of the album. The funny thing is, we wanted to do the live thing, and if you remember, COVID kicked on, so live just got kicked out. We're going to do a festival. Didn't happen. COVID shut us down. It shut us down. So we started practicing, but the thing was, we need to have a singer that was local to be able to. Tim was out. There was no way to get Tim. He's too overcommitted. He's got too many projects going on.
Yeah.
Chaz, there's a guy named Chaz Bond that was thinking about doing it with, and time was a commitment too, and he just couldn't do it. He had so many projects going on. So, like, okay, what am I going to do? All right, I'll just keep making music. I'm not going to slow down. So, Joseph, well, that just kind of came into the mind. It's like, gosh, that's a good sound for the next album. The songs are getting a little darker, a little heavier, but it's still in the same groove. Joseph would sound really good on there. And we got a mutual friend that actually tried out for Sanctuary to be maybe a possible guitarist. So like, hey, you know what? I'll ask him, see if he wants to do it. I said yes. He heard the tracks, threw the tracks to him. So yeah, Joseph Michael's doing the album. So
very cool. Now is he still in Sanctuary? What's going on with Sanctuary? Any ideas?
Yes. Yeah. They are in Sanctuary. He's doing Weatherfall and Sanctuary. They're going back and forth. They're actually tracking and practicing for doing tour. So the only thing was them to be able to tour. Some of them had their passports, but without the COVID test, and some did. And some of them don't want to get the COVID shots. Right. So the reason they haven't done it yet.
I can't blame them. And now talk about the other musicians you had on here too, because it says that some of them are like fairly well known. So
yeah, first album.
What's that?
The first album or the new one coming out?
The first album. That's the one that Ben sent me. Is your first one? So.
Well, Samus is obviously, he's an outstanding drummer. He was recommended. He was available to do tracks. I had a combination of a couple guys. But Samus, I wanted him on the tracks that Tim Ripper did. I thought that his double bass just really sounded super good with the way his voice sounded. So, yeah, Samus, I mean, I guess he's a big YouTuber too. I didn't know this when we first played, but found out he does this, like, plays anything. If you call it out, he'll play it.
Oh, really? All right. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, his ability is outstanding. He does drum shows and all that good stuff. So yeah, big talent. And then the touring guitarist with Steve Vai, that's just Jump. So a lot of people don't even know that, but he was available and did a couple songs with him and just kind of guessed on there. Let's see what else. I'm trying to think. It's been a while. Because
you got a whole list of people here. Garrett Peters.
Yeah.
Nick Nocturnal.
Oh yeah, we did a guest spot. Garrett Peters suggested that, I believe. he's like, yeah, get Nick up there. Did you want to do some guest slots? Get Nick in there too. So he did a little rhythm section on Cobwebs. So he just put a little melody line in there. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Cool. Dmitry Lysenko?
Yes, bass.
Okay. Artem Lefimov? I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but
he's the guy who did the final mix for that album.
Okay.
He did lend a nice bass line to one of the songs. I'm trying to think which one it is now. It's been forever. I believe Crucible. I'm pretty sure. But his main goal in that whole album was the mix. He's probably production level. I mean, you can hear it.
Yeah, definitely.
Probably the best I've ever heard. I'm using him again for the new album. So
very good. Yeah. I can't wait to hear the new one because I love this. What is it you consider this like an EP? Because there's only 7 songs in here, so it's kind of short for an album. So what do you consider it?
Well, I consider it an album because the length of material. I actually had originally 10 songs, but the problem was that. Are you still there?
Yeah.
But the problem was the length of time. I would have went to almost an hour and 20 minutes how I played the other songs because I wrote 2 more songs where each one was 13 minutes and 14 minutes. So, yeah. So I left one of the long songs for the next album and reworked it. Yeah. But I felt the time-wise, it syncs with most full albums, with the amount of the songs I have. Yeah. So it's still a full album.
Yeah, because I think it's like around 42 minutes or something like that, right? Like 43-ish or whatever, which I think is a perfect length because I think everybody's attention span nowadays is so short.
Right.
And usually around the 45-minute mark, you got them till then. And then after that, they start dozing off. So.
Well, that's too bad because I got an hour of material on the second album. So actually 60 minutes of making it happen.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, hopefully they stay for that. I'm sure they will. If the songs hold up as much as this first album does, and I'm sure they will because I was blown away by it. There's a lot of stuff going on here. I mean, you got like a progressive thing going on, a power metal thing going on. Right, like a thrash metal thing going on. So there's a lot of stuff going on that kept me very interested on every song. So
yeah, appreciate that. Well, that was, all my influences and the things that I like. I just kind of explored a little bit of elements of each one of them because if it was going to be an album, really for me, since I was the main player putting the music together, I just felt like I wanted to kind of just do the broad spectrum of stuff I like to listen to. Yeah, and styles there. It still had each song still is me, but. It has a little bit of my playing, but it's just not. I wanted to have all the styles in there, and I like to explore it. I don't want to go too far out, one way or the other. Like I don't want to go all the way death metal or all the way, but I want to make sure I'm right in the happy middle. You can do a little bit of both.
Yeah, I think you. Yeah, I think you accomplished that very well. What are your favorite bands that influenced you?
Oh gosh, it's a wide range. I mean, you want to go early. I'll go all the way back, the usuals, the Black Sabbath, Dio, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, all those. And then lately, I would say till recent, probably the Nevermore, huge thing. Obviously, Death. Chuck Schuldiner, I think his guitar playing, his rhythm playing, really had a big influence on me. Andy LaRocque from King Diamond. Mm-hmm. And then in the prog world, there's limitless amounts of bands. Dream Theater, obviously. I always pictured like a Dream Theater with a little heavier groove and a little heavier tone in the voice. Yeah. That was a perfect band.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it was almost achieved with Control Denied. It was a side project that Chuck Schuldiner did right before he died. Yeah. He wanted to move into a progressive metal world where he had a melodic singer instead of death metal singer. Mm-hmm. And I like the happy middle where you can do both.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I'm a huge fan of Nevermore, and they kind of did that. They had that like almost kind of they could have went death metal a little bit on some songs, but then they brought it back with the vocals. And stuff.
The style, Jeff Loomis, he's amazing.
Oh yeah, he's amazing. And so was Van Williams, who actually did the artwork for this album.
Yeah, he did the artwork for the album. Yeah. That's all.
Yeah, how'd you get him to do that? Because I know he does a bunch of stuff on his website. So
simply asked him. We actually met in Chicago. We did a show with me and Chris. Met Jeff and Van. Chris kept in touch with Van, but I didn't because they're both drummers. And I think they talked 2 times or whatever. He's like, Van is a great artist. I was like, what do you mean artist? He's like, oh no, he can do an album work. I was like, really? I should shoot him a message and have him send some samples over. The first sample he sent was the one I used for the album. So
okay, wow. Any idea what that is?
Um, Basically, he takes his. I think his technique is he takes like the different colors, he lays them out like oil,
Right.
and then he takes it, folds it one side to another. So
Okay.
it's taking the middle of the picture and just folds it out. So it's
Right.
not really anything. I just told him I wanted to be. I told him the name of the title and what the songs meant. And I
Mm.
said, "Can you try to capture that in a red, dark red, black kind of color?" And that's what he did. So there's no real like spectral image or anything in there. It was just art.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it looks
yeah.
kind of cool. It kind of reminds me of the Metallica Load and Reload albums, though, the top part of it.
Oh God. Oh
So I was
God.
hoping it wasn't something similar.
No, I wasn't even thinking of that when I did that.
Well, now you will.
Oh, we're gonna go away.
Sorry.
Okay.
But yeah, so yeah, Van's a huge influence on me too. So did you ever hear his other band, Ghost Ship Octavius?
Oh yeah, that's another band I love to dig, man. I love where they're going. I hope they keep playing. Now, Van said that the other singer's starting to do some other stuff, but man, I hope they keep doing it. And
I,
that guy's voice range is
oh my,
insane.
I know, and he was so young, and
He's
to have that
72,
voice,
the first album.
yeah, yeah, he was amazing. Did you think to have Van do drums on this album, or no?
Actually, I tried. At the time he didn't work, but he's willing to lay tracks. He didn't get on the second album, but we are going to do it. When I do the Tim Ripper side project, Van's going to lay the drums for that.
Oh,
so
very cool.
That'll be cool. Yeah,
yeah, definitely. Yeah, because I love that Ghost Ship Octavius, and I don't think he's really done. I know he's done the last what's that? Matt Barlow band.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of the name of it. Ashes of Ares. Yeah, yeah,
and that's good. Yeah, for sure. Matt Barlow got a great voice. They got good guitar playing. Yeah, and obviously with Van behind the rack, man. I mean, come on.
yeah, I can't. Yeah, exactly. So what's going on with the new album? So is the new album done, or?
Yeah, well, here's the deal. It's been done. It's been done since like March, April of last year. I had the guitar. Wow. It was ready to go. All you needed to do was have the drums retracked, the vocals done. Obviously, I have to wait on Joseph Michael's schedule. He's got a winery. He's got Witherfall. He's got Sanctuary, and he's back and forth between San Diego and like Northern California. So he's flying back and forth. So he is actually on the 6th song right now, tracking as we speak. So we were supposed to be done in December. Didn't happen, but here we are. So,
so you think
when I know, I get the last track, it's being shipped, man. It's going that way to get the vinyl. Yeah.
Oh, very cool, very cool. Can't wait to hear some songs off that because, like I said, this first album is really good. So
I really want to kind of like tease them out there right now because a couple of the tracks are pretty cool. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah,
I would imagine they would be.
We did one cover, just to slip in. We did one cover. I don't like doing covers, but I decided to do one, a rework. It's a Nevermore-ish version too. Actually did some Heads Are Gonna Roll from Judas Priest, and I reworked it in the vein of like the Nevermore style.
Oh, so, all right.
It's gonna be very interesting for people.
Yeah, that'd be very cool. Yeah, I like it when bands make the covers their own. It makes it more personal. It makes it sound like your stuff. So
for sure,
because that's what Judas Priest did. They covered songs almost on those early albums, and a lot of those things did not sound like the original version. So a lot of them I never even knew they were weren't Judas Priest songs. I thought they were Judas Priest. Which is good.
Yeah, if a band can bring their own uniqueness to a song, sometimes they'll lift it up. Oh, yeah. I've seen people cover Heaven and Hell, which beat the original, right. But I've heard great versions of Heaven and Hell, like being replayed. I'm like, oh my gosh, right. I don't know why everybody doesn't listen to it.
Yeah. As long as you're not like Danzig and kill the cover songs. I don't know if you heard any of his recent covers, but
if I killed the cover, I wouldn't even release it.
I wish somebody would have told him that.
Yeah. Totally.
Sorry, Danzig.
Apologies, man.
Yeah. Oh boy. So let's see what else we got here. And tell me about Animated Insanity Records. How'd you get to get on the? How'd you get with them, and then how'd you get with the No Dust Records?
Okay. Well, let's see how it works. Joe from Animated Insanity was the first one that reached out to me. I think he got it through either a compilation or he just heard of it. And he's like, gosh, the music sounds good. And I have a guy that's really interested and wants to talk to you. Hank from No Dust Record reached out, and he wanted to do a print of the music because I hadn't done any physical distribution or anything. And I was like, yeah, I didn't really think about the physical part yet. So I'm like, I'd love to do that. Actually, I wasn't wanting to sign like a major record deal or nothing like that right out the bat. I'd rather put out a couple albums, weigh my options, and kind of see where it's at. But he wanted to do an independent deal where it's just that area, so he can get some albums and sell them out there to the fans. He thought they would eat them up out there. So I did. I made a really good gentleman's deal and got some albums out there, and it did super well. So actually, he got me into places like Germany and Sweden that I'd never even heard of, and it's selling like pancakes out there. So we're doing pretty well out there.
Wow, very good deal. Actually, so when I released my album last year, somebody almost wanted to give us the same deal. Then my guitarist was a little leery about it, so I ended up passing it. So I kind of got screwed out of that one. But
Hank's a good guy. So if you want to consider a person to talk to, he is a very straightforward, good guy, and he's a fan of the music first. So that makes a difference.
Right. Yeah, some of these record companies don't care; they just want your product, and then just do whatever you want. So it's good to see, people that want to do that for you and help you out. So because if they're helping you out, you're helping them out. Yeah.
Well, you also gave me that opportunity. Like, hey, if you get an offer, take it. I want to see that you got paid, and that to me right there tells me that you're an upstanding guy. That you just best for the music and see it does well. So he's like, you get a big record deal comes up, it's not going to hurt me if you go with them.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Yeah, it's definitely the way to be. So that's cool to know. And I think you will. I would hope on the next one, but since you don't really want to go on a record label, but I don't know. I really think I could see you on a big record label. Maybe like nah, I don't think it. Maybe Nuclear Blast. I'll put you on Nuclear Blast.
There's talk of Century Media might listen to it after. So.
Really? All right, cool.
They said you usually don't sign people till you get about 2 albums or 3 albums underneath you, which makes total sense. Yeah. You got to have longevity in the scene. So
yeah, definitely. Actually, there's another one out too. That a lot of bands from Nuclear Blast are going to Atomic Fire.
Oh yeah. I see a little of that too. Yeah.
So that'd be another cool label to get on if you're.
Oh, definitely.
Century Media doesn't work out.
Wasn't to say I was aiming that way. I just say it was an option. Dan knows the guys from there. I'm like, maybe.
Exactly. Yeah. Actually, he wasn't on a record label for a while either, right?
Evermore days. Century Media.
In that days, but not the Ghost Ship stuff. I don't think that started it. Yeah. They sold it all on themselves. So. Yeah,
I wonder why. I don't know.
I don't know because that band was just as good, if not maybe a little bit better than Nevermore, to be honest with you.
Super good. It's super good. Yeah. Way underrated. Not enough people have heard of them. So
right, and that's a shame. But hopefully it changes at some point.
That is the industry this day.
Definitely. And tell me about that logo. I mean, was that something that you came up with? Because it's a pretty cool looking logo.
Yes, it is actually. I had an artist locally, and was recommended through another personal friend that's another guitarist. And I put out a little sketch, kind of did a little PowerPoint sketch and had a little tribal design and just went through a couple different ideas and went back and forth. And she brought it back. That's Lauren. And there you go. She just kind of like styled it, and I go back and forth. I go, let's tweak this a little bit, Let's bring the E and the S together. Let's make it something you can put on T-shirts that would look nice or something like that. Yeah. I want it to be memorable. Like Queensryche has a nice logo. Judas Priest has nice things that make sense.
Right.
And remember it when you see it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was trying to do. Just make it memorable.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, look nice on T-shirts too.
Yeah. We have, but we will have T-shirts. We haven't played live. Put the big investment in T-shirts yet.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's what most bands make their money on is selling the merch. So.
But everybody asks about T-shirts, so I need to run some.
Yeah. So are all these musicians on this album going to be on the second album, or is it all different people again, or how's that going to be?
No. I mean, we got a couple returning musicians. We've got Giam. We actually did a full instrumental together, so he played with me again. Andy LaRock from King Diamond. Now he did a song that's pretty cool. Gonna do that one. So he did all the lead work on a single song. All I did was put rhythm on it.
That's cool. You got to hook me up with him. I do a King Diamond podcast, and I've been trying to get Andy on my
I'll shoot him a message because we do talk back and forth. He's got a new studio in Denmark, and he's like shot me an invitation if I ever go out there to go to the studio, so I can email and see. So
cool. Yeah, I've been doing a King Diamond podcast for the past 2 years, and we've had different musicians from each band, Roswell Fate and King Diamond, on the show. And he's like one of the last guests I want to get. We just had Matt Thompson on. He was the last guy to come on the show. So,
well, here's the strangest thing. He was like my idol, like one of the guitar idols, like back from the 80s. And the weirdest thing was I shot him a random message because I guess I got a little bold after working with a few guys thinking, everybody's a man. So all they can do is yes or no.
Right.
And I simply asked him, I said, hey, I got this track. Do you want to throw some lead on it? Would you like to play? And I shot him the track. He's not going to bother with me. He's going to play. And he said, yes. And he's spectacular. It's one of my best songs on the album.
Wow. Very cool.
So the blessing in this band that I've been able to play with people that I respect in the music atmosphere that I've looked up to for a while that I'm able to actually play with. Yeah. And you can only do that this day and age by sending tracks or, sharing, like the internet helps.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, even help because we do on my show. I'm a drummer. One of my co-hosts, he's a guitar player. So we've been doing cover songs with guests that have been on our show.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So it's been a lot of fun. We'll just pick random songs and hey, you want to do this song with us? You want to put a guitar or sing, whatever. And it's been a lot of fun.
Tools are helpful. Yeah, I can't imagine like in the 80s you were scrapping. You had to do tryouts.
Oh, forget it. Yeah.
As in paper, hope this guy shows up. Now you're like, hey, got this. Can you take a look? Got the skills? Sure, man. Here's a copy of what I do. Oh, yeah. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. It makes things so much easier because nobody has to leave their house,
Like a COVID time. I mean, that made us really how to do music and not go anywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, do you plan on going out on tour sometime soon? Because I know you got a band. Like, is this on your next album? Is this band going to be like an actual band together, or how's that going to work?
Plenty of local players like Randy, and Tyler, which is the drummer now, Tyler Witt. Mm-hmm. Both of them are players that play live right now. They're out playing different bands. Mm-hmm. So it's super easy. The only big thing is the vocalist that I use. Right. That will be the hinge of what I do. It's what will Joseph be available? Because Joseph's really going to primarily run the album. Now, we talked about having Lundgren come down from Sweden because he has his passport to come out and play. And obviously it'd be expensive and he wouldn't be able to come out and practice like the other guys. But usually a vocalist can the instruments need to be together as much. The vocalist can kind of train away and come to live. So we talked about that as well. So it all depends on how it works, what vocalist we use. If we went overseas, I would probably go with Rob because Rob is he already plays on big stages already. He's got a great live sound for his voice. If Tim was available, I'd love to play with Tim too. I don't know if he'd do all the other material he didn't do, but I bet you he'd be willing. So I don't know. I'd have to ask him. So. But we got to cross that bridge first. Right now, I'm just going to pound out as much material as possible. That's kind of the groove I'm in. So I'm already writing the third album already. So.
Oh wow, cool. Yeah. I think that's the best thing to do, honestly. Because if you feel like the music is coming out now, do it now. Why you have it in you? Because if you wait, you might lose it. So.
I agree 100%. Yeah, I may lose it completely anyway. I don't know if you know, but I broke my hand actually before the first album, and it didn't heal correctly. And the problem is I got this what do you call it? The creeps under the arthritis gets really, really bad.
Oh,
and cut and let the hand shrink back. So the doctor says there's a 50-50 chance you can lose flexibility and not be able to play guitar the way you used to. So I've been waiting to do this operation for over like a year and a half or 2 years. And I'm dreading to take the chance. So I'm writing as much material and doing as much as I can right now, just in case. If I do and it goes bad. So
that sucks. So hopefully that fixes it. I don't know. I have my father-in-law had carpal tunnel and he had the surgery done and it came right back. It didn't do anything. Yeah.
I hope it works out that way. I'm on the positive side of things.
Yeah. So hopefully that's not your situation and you can play guitar forever.
I appreciate it.
Definitely, because I'd hate to see the talent that you have with the music with the EchoSoul to just disappear. So
yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, I'm an old guy, so I got too much time, but I'll do what
Do it all now. So where can people go to find the band and you or whatever?
Well, basically they can go to Facebook, Instagram, anywhere at EchoSoulMusic.com. You can go to iTunes, Spotify. You can get anything on anywhere you get media you can buy EchoSoul. So you can find it anywhere. But don't get the band called EchoSoul that's overseas. Currently there's an Indonesian band that plays really soft music that calls himself EchoSoul. I did not know. Don't buy theirs.
Yes, don't buy theirs, please. So is there still CDs available? You have CDs still available with the
Yeah, No Dust will sell them, or I can get them out too. Either way, Animated Insanity has them. No Dust Records has them as well. So.
All right, very cool. Well, good luck with the next album, and I really appreciate you coming on the show. Had a lot of fun.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, buddy.
All right.
I wish you best.
Yes, thank you too. I wish you the best too, and good luck with the hand surgery and everything. All right, and everybody, please go to ratsaladreview.com and go check out EchoSoul, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Looking for some new podcasts to listen to? Well, look no further than the Ratsaw Review Network. Ratsaw Review is taking over the podcast world with plenty of shows to choose from within their network of entertaining programming, including the flagship show Ratsaw Review with Wayne Noon, Greg Noggle, and Lou Mavs, as well as occasional co-hosts Manny Mejias and James Lilquist. We also have the official Ratsaw Review spin-offs, such as Album vs. Album, Screams from the Grave, where we discuss beloved yet forgotten hard rock and metal albums of the past, and a King Diamond podcast called This Broadcast Belongs to Them. We've also got Old Man Metal's Musings, The Right Opinion with Harrison Bergeron, Beyond Bushido, a podcast dedicated to pro wrestling and MMA with James Lilquist and Eric Adams, no relation to the guy from Manowar or the mayor of New York City. The Vieira Vault with Ralph Vieira. Schmack-a-magob! Schmack-a-magob to you too, Ralph. The Timo Tolkki podcast featuring Stradivarius and Avalon founding member Timo Tolkki. The BS Sessions with Mark and Jerry. Just the Cheese Please, a podcast dedicated to cheesy films of the 1980s with Tara J. and Adam. The Friday Night Party with the great Harry Barnett and Evie. And the Music is Life podcast with Lou Mavs. The Ratsaw Review Network is your go-to one-stop shop for the best podcasts out there today. Go to ratsawreview.com for more info and to find out where you can find, follow, subscribe, and comment on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and all streaming platforms. The Ratsaw Review Network. We're taking over.